Once upon a time, there was a girl who tried to do sewing and everything went wrong. So hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jo and this is Joey Sewy. And I've had a rubbish sewing week. And I just thought I'd share it with you because sometimes on YouTube, you know, we are all honest, but sometimes on YouTube it can look like everything's going right. Because we see the lovely fabric hauls, we see the lovely finished projects, but anyone who actually does sewing knows that ain't always the way it goes, and this week definitely hasn't been the way it's gone for me. So it began, actually I started to set this up for myself way back in January, because I cut out a load of projects thinking that would help me get ahead, and it hasn't. It's actually made me feel really stuck, because by the time I was getting towards the lower part of the pile, they're not projects that I'm really excited about anymore. I was excited about them in January, and that's the way I work. So that was the start of it. But the last thing on that pile was a skirt, which I have in my hands here. But it's nearly finished. You know, it has a yoke. There you go. So that's the yoke on the skirt. And I created that from a pattern of a skirt without a yoke, just because I have loads of big 4 patterns, the paper patterns, and I never use them anymore, so I thought I would use it as a starting point and cut it. So what went wrong? Well, a lot of things. I've sewn a lot of parts of this more than once, and it's a skirt, which I should be able to do way more easy than that, but mainly the thing that broke the camel's back, the straw that broke the camel's back, was the zip. It's twisted. Look at it. So I'm trying to do an invisible zipper insertion without my regular machine, and if you have a look there, yeah, can you see that? It's twisted. There is no way that can zip up. Just doesn't go. So the unpicker has to come out, doesn't it? Hurrah. Why am I trying to sew this without my regular sewing machine, without my invisible zipper foot, other than basically being mad? Because my sewing machine broke. Of course it did. I have no idea what happened. I was sewing I think it was Monday morning. I was sewing. It was fine. I did a very exciting sewing job of patching up a rip in the knee of one of my boys' trousers. So zigzag line, backwards, forwards, no problem, perfect, as it normally is. Sat down to sew something on this, and it wouldn't work. It would go, but every time I tried, the bobbin was just tangling up awfully. So the first thing I did was wind a new bobbin. The second thing I did was change the needle. The third thing I did was take the bottom throat plate, the metal plate under the foot, off, and everything under it, and hoover it, and then put it all back together. And I hate doing that because the throat plate is really difficult to get off. The screws are in a really stupid, inaccessible place, but I did it. And then I tried again, and then it tangled again. Hooray! So I wound another bobbin, so I changed the needle again, and I tried it again, and it tangled again. And at that point I had 2 options, or 3 if I had a sledgehammer. I didn't have a sledgehammer, so I could have thrown it out of the window, or I had to take it to the sewing machine shop to be fixed. And that is where it went. I'm hoping it will be back in a few days. I still don't know what was wrong with it. It was serviced fairly recently for me, but not within the last year, and it just came on so fast. So I will have an answer when it comes back from the sewing machine shop, but I don't know. So I had some lovely unpicking to do. Why haven't I done the unpicking? Because the unpicker broke. Oh my goodness! So now the unpicker's broken as well. It just got ridiculous. I broke the sewing machine. I twisted a zip. I broke my unpicker. Ugh! Yeah. And then I thought, right, sod you. I'm doing a different project. So I started on a different project on a different machine because I have a couple of spares from my history. and I got part way through that, and I'm a bit disappointed in the instructions of it, but I'll leave that for another video because I'm going to wait till I get to the end and see if it's my brain or the instructions, and I'll do a little pattern review. But of course, last night when I was so close to the end, I broke a needle and I just gave up. So I just wanted to make a little video. I am sure that I will get back on the sewing horse. Do you get back on a horse? Yeah, I'll get back on the sewing horse if that's a thing. In fact, I'm going to get back on it very soon. But everything just feels like it's gone wrong this week. The instructions haven't made sense. The machines have been broken. My brain has definitely not been making sense. And yeah, so if you're having one of those weeks or days or months, don't worry. It happens. And it will pass. Even when it's happening, it doesn't feel like it's ever going to pass. Thank you for watching. I will be back with all the happy joy very soon, I'm sure. But we've got to keep it real, haven't we? Please subscribe, like, click for notifications, all of that stuff, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.